last video, and today we're going to be doing something slightly different. So, you guys are also interested in me eating healthier foods, so that's what I'm going to do. This is what I typically eat on a non-recording day, but then again, it's usually kind of like I'm busy on that day. But this is usually what I would try to whip up for myself before I go out and have to handle what I have to handle. So, I have a sandwich. This is on, I believe this is butterhead lettuce. I use hummus as a sauce. And today I have black forest ham on this. And this is just a chopped salad that I got from the store. It's pretty easy for me to whip up, so I get this. I think I'm coming down with something, so if I sound a bit nasally, that's why. But let's just get into it. There is a bit of bacon in the mix though, so. This salad has a honey vinaigrette, almonds, and a little bit of bacon, as I said before. Also, I'm using a spoon because since this is a pretty decently chopped salad, I can't pick it up with a fork. So, a little story time today about what it's actually like living in Chicago. So, firstly, I have to tell you about the geography of Chicago. So, when you hear about, the gangs and whatnot, that's typically, and I say typically because, it can happen anywhere, but typically it's on the south side. That's typically where the stereotype that Chicago is a scary place comes from. But because I say that, it doesn't mean it can't happen anywhere, as I said before, but just a preface. So, Chicago's split into three parts. There's the south side, which is south of the Loop. The Loop is a neighborhood in Chicago, and that's basically like the high-rise buildings. I mean, other closer neighborhoods have high-rise buildings as well, but the Loop is where you can pretty much expect like all of that's where Millennium Park is. That's where the Bean is. So yeah, anything north of the Loop is the north side. Anything west of the Loop is the west side, and it's separated by the Chicago River. And the south side is south of the Loop. In fact, they even say it on the map that if you go south of the Loop, it's called the South Loop. So, same thing for the west side. There's a West Loop, but it's like just, I'll be honest, I think it's between, I know there's West Town. No, there's definitely a West Loop. You guys probably know, but I live on the north side. So, I can give you the personalities that I think each side of Chicago has. I'm gonna eat the sandwich. So even though the South Side has its reputation, there's a neighborhood called Hyde Park. And I really like going there. I have a lot of friends who live there. And it's just like a typical neighborhood. Fairly safe compared to the other neighborhoods, but you know, once again, it can happen anywhere, so. What else? I don't know, I like going there because they have a lot of good. I like going to their stores. And it's pretty modernized now, so that's good. But yeah, the West Side is known for their ethnic food, like especially their Mexican food. Oh my goodness, the places I've been there, absolutely fantastic. A lot of friends, a lot of coworkers who live in Pilsen, which is like a western side neighborhood, but it's pretty close to the Loop. Actually, now that I think about it, I think the West Side is known for its food. Because there's also Logan Square, which is north of Pilsen. Okay, so sorry, I'm chewing. North Side is typically, and I say typically, the safest, especially Lincoln Park in Lakeview. But once again, still need to be careful because it can happen. Edgewater as well. Uptown is cool. And Waters Park, it's also cool, but Howard Street isn't typically the best street, so if you know, you know. I tell you my experience from going from living in the suburbs to moving to the north side. So one, when I was living in the suburbs, I didn't have to worry about people stealing packages. But living in Chicago, just make sure to have your Amazon notifications turned on when a package arrives, so that you can just go and get it and not have to worry about anybody just, you know, swooping by. Because in an apartment building I used to live at, we used to have a homeless problem. So the front door would be open and homeless people would come in and sit and just lay down. Of course, this would be adjacent to lobby, and people were kind of upset about that. So the thing is that I never felt unsafe walking around in Chicago. There are some guidelines that I can give you all. So number one, always make sure you look like you know where you're going, even if you don't know where you're going. So what I mean by that is, don't stare at buildings for too long. Just kind of, head forward. Just make yourself look confident in knowing where you're going. I mean, these are just big city rules. So if you live in a big city, you know all these rules. I think the biggest thing is just making sure that you don't stand out too much. I still feel like you can wear like a nice coat, but don't wear like, like very, very expensive diamonds and jewelry that like, you'll know. A bracelet is fine, a necklace is even fine, but don't wear like, like, for example, SoundCloud rappers, and they wear like the very extravagant diamond chains and stuff. Don't do that. Also, I kind of have a curfew for myself. What I mean by that is, after a certain time, I don't go outside, and it's not out of fear. It's just like, I know that's when things start to get active. But if you do like going out late at night, just make sure you have friends with you. Like if you want to go out to a bar, of course, enjoy yourself, have fun at the bar. Or if you live close by to a bar that you want to go to, of course, go. And I say this all because although like you won't get like, there are certain neighborhoods that I'm confident you won't get hurt in, right? But robbery is prevalent in any neighborhood in Chicago, so that's why I say the things I say. Because I like my stuff. But I mean, Chicago's like any other city. I will say though, I guess it is different in New York, where it's like a city that never sleeps. Or at least that's the slogan I hear a lot. Because there are places where Chicago does sleep, and usually when it does sleep, it can be dangerous. Another rule, stay on well-lit streets, especially ones with like cameras and stuff. robbed or something like that. There's a very good possibility they can like track down or find, you know, the robbers. But then again, Chicago PD, so. But yeah, Chicago's fun. Enjoy it. Seriously, there's a lot of good food places, a lot of places to see, a lot of good museums. There's a lot of good places, seriously. Navy beer as well. But yeah, that's it. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. And this video actually gave me an idea. And if you made it this far, tell me how you guys would feel if I did like a demographic or geography, like explanation of certain cities I've been to. Something like that. Alright. I will see you guys in the next one, okay?